These are the two most popular AI agents running right now, OpenClaw on the left, Hermes on the right. Now, when everybody is arguing about which one to pick, I'm going to show you why that is the wrong question because I run both at the same time and it cut my monthly AI bill in half. Here's the problem with running one agent, and I don't think people really think about this enough. When you only have one agent, it's like hiring one employee and expecting them to do everything. So they're going to be your strategist, your executor, your researcher, your assistant, all pretty much senior level pay, whether the task needs it or not. And when they're out sick, your whole business stops. And that's exactly what a single agent setup actually feels like. Everything is going to be queuing behind one agent. You pay premium model prices for tiny tasks that don't need premium intelligence. And the moment that it breaks, and these tools are breaking constantly with updates, you're effectively just done for the day. With two agents, it fixes all of that. You get parallel work, you get backup, and the part that nobody really talks about is you get to match the right intelligence to the right task. And that is going to save you a ridiculous amount of money once you actually get it dialed in. And this two agent thing isn't just some idea that I came up with. Even the big labs are doing all of this right now. OpenAI, they literally shipped an official plugin inside of Claude Code, their own coding agent running inside of their competitor's tool, specifically so that developers can have codecs check Claude's work when something just doesn't feel right. So if you think about that, a company has shipped integration with their direct competitor because one agent catching all the others' mistakes just works better than trusting a single agent to actually grade its own homework. And that's the whole idea behind what I'm about to show you. So let me show you how I actually ran this. All right, now before I show you my exact split, you have to understand like what each of these is actually good at because they're not the same tool. They're not even really competing. So OpenClaw on the left, a fast moving project. They ship updates about every single day now, and it plugs into every tool that you actually use, like Gmail, Slack, Notion, Calendar, whatever. So if you use it, OpenClaw can probably talk to it. So it is stable on long and complex tasks. It's effectively going to be your workhorse, and it shines when you pair it with a very powerful model like Opus 4.7 or GPT 5.5. Now Hermes on the right, totally different design philosophy. So it's very lightweight, it's fast, it uses fewer tokens by default, and it has a self-improving skill loop automatically built in. So every time it is going to figure out how to actually do something, it then writes a skill for itself. And the next time you ask for the same kind of task, it's faster. And it's also built on pretty great cheap models, even local ones. And it has a built-in scheduler, so you can have it doing work on a crone without any extra setup. So one really is a workhorse and the other is a specialist assistant that keeps getting sharper the more that you actually use it. So completely different jobs. So here's my actual setup. So OpenClaw, it's my main agent. It's running on Opus. And just a quick note about this, I was on 4.6 and then 4.7 dropped, week or 2 weeks ago, and I've already switched. So the agent performance jump, it is incredibly real, and I actually dropped a full video on Opus 4.7. I'll pop that up in the corner on the links description down below if you want to go deeper on what's actually new with it. But Hermes, it is my second agent. So it's running on a cheaper model. It doesn't really matter which one specifically. Any of the cheap options actually works just fine. You can also even run it on a local model if you want. But the point is that it is cheap to run, so I don't care how much I use it as much. Now, what actually goes through each one? So OpenClaw, it handles anything with real stakes. So any client-facing work, anything where a small mistake matters, any multi-step reasoning, the kind of stuff where you actually want Opus thinking hard about it. Now, Hermes, it handles all of the repeatable stuff. So any scheduled jobs, any content repurposing, any quick research, small edits, stuff that I've basically already figured out once and just want to be executed again. So the real volume work that's relatively monotonous. And real quick on what this actually costs, because people are always asking and curious. Yes, running two agents is more than running one, as you would probably expect. But the reason that it ends up cheaper overall is because I'm not burning Opus tokens on stuff that doesn't need Opus, which of course, let me actually show you what I mean by that. Now, one of the most powerful workflows that I've actually built with this setup is what I call the plan, execute, and review. So extremely simple, but here's how it works. So let's say I'm building something for a client, and instead of having OpenClaw do the whole thing for me, which would burn a ton of Opus tokens on the actual building, which is the most token heavy part, I can just split this up. So OpenClaw, it's going to build the plan, and that's the part that you really want Opus thinking incredibly hard about, because a good plan, it saves you from 15 bad executions. And then from there, I could just hand the plan to Hermes. Hermes does the actual building. So it's running on a cheaper model. So the execution phase, it costs me almost nothing. And then I can just send the finished output back to OpenClaw for the review. OpenClaw will just catch anything that Hermes may have missed or gotten wrong and flag it for review for me. And you just end up with Opus quality planning, Opus quality review, but a cheap model execution in the middle where most of those tokens would have been just burnt. So it's the same final quality, just a fraction of the cost. Here is it actually running. So instead of a Telegram, I'm just going to ask OpenClaw to plan a tool that I actually need, which is going to be a sponsored deal tracker. So I'm going to type out, build me a plan that I can hand to Hermes, a sponsored deal tracker, a single page in HTML in Tailwind. I want to see every sponsorship deal that I've got going at a glance and decide the stages, the columns, the status logic, and pull the actual deal data from my running list, not a generic CRM. And I want to flag the deals that are stuck. Let's see here. You can see this is what OpenClaw is bringing back to me. It looks like it's pretty lengthy, pretty complex, pretty intricate, as we would expect from utilizing Opus 4.7. So seemingly it's actually thinking about like which deals are going to be at risk, and honestly, a cheaper model, it would just give it a pretty generic CRM with 8 identical columns, and it probably would have taken a little bit longer just to give us some slop. But anyways, now I just want to paste OpenClaw's full plan that it just gave me straight into Hermes with just one line. I'll just say, here's the plan, copy it over, build it. So what's going on? Hermes is going to read the entire thing. So the structure, the deal data, the flag rule, and then it's going to ship the page. So it'll give us all the real deal names, the status badge across every single row, the value column, the dates, and like the at-risk flag pulling one deal red. Okay, sweet. So this whole page, it just got built by a model that cost me a fraction of what Opus actually does. And the reason that it works is because Opus did the thinking up front. And right here, I'm just using Sonnet 4.6. So it's, I don't know how much cheaper, but it is significantly cheaper than Opus 4.7. And now from here, we can actually take all of this code and we can just go back into OpenClaw and paste it in and have it review. In which case this time, I'm just going to say, review this against the plan, anything weak, anything that is missing, anything that will not survive when I add a new deal next week. And then OpenClaw, it will just be returning all of the notes. Usually it's like 2 or 3 sharp catches. So something like missing last contact, visibility, or like a status that just won't render correctly when an edge case actually is hitting. And so here's what we're getting back. Looks like just a few slip ups, but nothing too crazy. So at the end of the day, what we're having is Opus on the strategy, cheap model on the build, Opus on the QA, same final quality as if I would run all 3 through Opus, but just a fraction of the spend. That is the entire workflow. And right now I'm just typing all the deal names into Hermes prompt by hand. And the next iteration is just wiring Gmail into both agents so that OpenClaw can actually triage every sponsor inquiry that hits my inbox and decides like which stage it should be going into. And then it can update this tracker without me touching anything at all. That's the V2, but the build that you just watched, it literally took about 2 minutes. Now, something that did take me a while to actually figure out when you only have one main agent is you're just throwing everything at it. So every tiny question, every small edit, every quick lookup, all of it goes to OpenClaw running on Opus. And Opus, it is incredible, but it is not very cheap, as all of you are aware. So you're basically paying premium prices for a task that a $5 model could have done just as well. So once Hermes actually came into the picture, I just started forcing myself to just ask one question before I sent anything. Like, does this actually need Opus? And honestly, 9 times out of 10, it really does not. So now my workflow, it actually looks something like this. So here we have a task actually coming in and just a quick like gut check. Like, is it a client follow-up after a discovery call? Is it a proposal that I'm drafting? Is it real competitive research where the output actually matters? Or is it like a script for YouTube video? Is it anything where the stakes are high and a small mistake is going to cost me something real? So if that is the case, that is going to flow off to OpenClaw. So again, we will have Opus level reasoning, Opus level output, and it's going to be worth every single token, and we're really squeezing there. But if it's summarizing a document, pulling highlights from a transcript, doing a quick web search, or cleaning up some notes, maybe even drafting a Slack message or running a scheduled morning summary. Well, anyways, if that's the case, all of that is going to be flowed into Hermes. It's a way cheaper model and basically identical output for those kinds of tasks. And honestly, it's often faster because Hermes is a lighter weight. Now, once you actually internalize that question, like, does this actually need Opus? Your AI bill, it will drop exponentially. I promise you that. And you stop feeling guilty about actually using your agents because you're using the right one for the right job. All right, so that plan that OpenClaw wrote and then Hermes code and the review notes that OpenClaw actually flagged, all of that ended up in one place. So both agents, they're actually just writings to the same workspace. And this is the part that most people running multiple agents are completely missing because it's probably the highest leverage thing in this entire video that you're going to be taking away. So Both of my agents, they write to a shared workspace, and I actually use Notion for this. And if you take a look, so the tool, it really doesn't matter. You can use ClickUp, you can use Obsidian, or you can use Google Drive or any other shared folder, whatever works best for you. What matters is the entire structure. So there's actually an OpenClaw folder, and that's where OpenClaw is logging what it is working on. So the decisions that it's making, the mistakes that it's caught, and then there's a Hermes folder. So it's the same thing, but this is specifically just for Hermes. And then there's a shared folder, and this is like the magic part. So anything either the agent learns, like any mistake that it made and fixed, or any decision about how we actually handle a certain kind of task, or any context about a client or a project, it goes into this shared folder. And before either agent starts new work, it reads the shared first. So when Hermes actually figures out a better way to repurpose a video, hypothetically, OpenClaw will be knowing about it next time that's actually involved. And when OpenClaw makes a call about how to structure client proposal, Hermes will also know about that, and we'll be able to reference it in different instances where we're just pulling from the same workspace. So you end up with two agents that are actually getting smarter together instead of just two agents working in isolation and not being unified, having the data silo and making the same mistakes over and over again. So it's one change and a huge difference. So that's the whole setup. There's about 4 different things. You can split your work where you have OpenClaw for all of the heavy reasoning, Hermes for the volume stuff. You can plan, you can execute, you can review. OpenClaw will plan and review all that, and Hermes, it actually does the building in the middle. Now, the delegation habit about this is to always just be asking like whether the task actually needs Opus before you send it, and the shared memory. So having like one workspace, both agents actually are able to read and writes to, so they can get smarter over time. And now look, there's 1,000 different setups that you can be utilizing within the space. So take this with a grain of salt. If it's going to be good for you and your setup, or if what you have works perfectly fine, you're fine with your AI bill right now, then no need to change. But it's my job to keep providing with new tools, new releases, new ways to be using different things, and being as efficient, capitalizing on your resources as much as possible. But with that being said, if you guys are interested in taking a more hands-on approach and learning how to actually start an AI business and monetize to start your own business or grow your own business, then make sure to check out our school community. We've got about 18,000 other members inside of there. We have way more in-depth lessons and courses, tons of stuff on Claude Code, and just a great group of people all helping each other out. And there's plenty of opportunities to source for jobs and get hired and put on different positions. So make sure to check that out if you're interested. And if you're looking to implement AI inside of your business in 2026 and just multiply your team's output, make sure to book in a call with our team. We'll see if it's a right fit and show you how we can actually leverage AI inside of your business to start scaling. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.